Welcome to the video, running hills. So what I want to do is do a few weeks of training, but I want to break down each one of the training scenarios. So like week one, since we're running, let's talk about running. And let's just dive in to all the disciplines. I mean, there's so much to talk about. With running, we can do one on cycling. We can do one on swimming. And we can do one on mountain biking. We can do one on gear. Like every little piece of equipment that you need. We can talk about, strength training and what that looks like, and trying to just mix that all in with cardio, because you're going to do a different kind of strength training when you're doing cardio. And like for me, I have to be real careful with what I lift, because I had some surgeries, had some hernias that I had corrected. So I can do plenty of cardio. I feel good. When it comes to the weights, I don't want you hitting the gym and doing like, 30, 45, 55 pounds, 85 pounds of like heavy lifting, because you got to find that balance. You got to find that happy, just steady balance of lifting weights. And as you can see, when I go to the gym, I will lift, I'll say around 25 to 35 pounds, and I'm pretty comfortable with that, I feel like. Now with my run routine, I will do a lot of hills, because I feel like I've gotten some PRs, and it has been a little while since I've been on here doing a video. Life happens, but I will say that I have ran a mile every day this year. And it's kind of like one of those things. You have a New Year's resolution and you got to push through. And trust me, there's been some nights that I did not want to do that training, and you have to really like push yourself to do it. Like it's been probably a week since I've done the hills, but like I said, I've really had some PRs with my races. Like I had a 5K that I did in sub 22 minutes, so I was happy about that. Like any race, when you're running, you got to really pace yourself. And trust me, I started out way too hot. I started out like 6-minute pace, and I'm like, man, I can't do the 6-minute pace. So I backed it off to about 7, and then I finished up with 2 7s and then a 6-minute pace. So I was pretty pleased with that. Now, I have been running the hills for, man, I want to say about 6 months. And there's probably, I think 7 of them. And I think the quickest I've done them was with about an 8-minute pace. And that's everything just lining up perfectly. Rest is a big thing. You got to make sure that you get enough rest the day before. Did you work? Did you not work? Did you get to bed early and get up early, or did you get to bed late and get up late? Which is definitely not a very good recipe for success. So, just saying. But we are almost done with the hills. We've got about, I don't know, 6 minutes of talking. You typically figure down and up is about 6 to 7 minutes, you know, depending on your pace. And the weather right now, you're probably looking about 85 degrees, sunny, and it's just going to be a great day of training. I did some stretching. That's another thing I struggle with, is stretching. Stretching is a challenge, but you have to force yourself to do it, because it is very important. And remember, just control what you can control. And if stretching is one of those things that you can do, then do it. All right, we just finished up the run. It looks like it was an excellent run. Had some good threshold workout there. Had a 6.1 at 58 minutes and a 9:35 pace, which was nothing but hills. Threshold 4.1 aerobic. VO2 max 51. Not a bad day. I don't believe it's a week recovery though. 41 hours. They better get out. So, thoughts on the run. The run went really good. And I mean, I feel really rejuvenated. It was really my first, it was a 6 miler, which isn't a long run by any account, but it did feel really good. Didn't have any cramping. I felt like I was getting a little bit of a cramp on the 5 mile mark when I was headed up one of the steeper hills, but then I went back down. It kind of averaged out. And also too, almost forgot, on my little run vlog here, on part of my training series, I'm doing the Skyway. I definitely want to use I'm going to try to use my chest GoPro mount for that run. I got a pretty good feeling there's going to be a lot of good footage on that one. So just basically on a run, 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon. And I hate to say the word full marathon because it's just marathon. A lot of the rookies would call it a full marathon, but this is typically a marathon. Just like it's an Ironman, not a full Ironman. So just little perks for the novice athletes out there. They know better, but it's like sometimes you can get caught up in the now and then just not think through what you're saying or what you're trying to explain. But just looking back over running, I would say watch your pace, stretch. I'll have some information on gear, but a few items as far as gear goes on the run, since we're finishing up this part of the vlog, it's gonna be short and sweet, I promise, is a watch, good running shoes, go to your local running store, have them measure you, put you on the treadmill, whatever that looks like. I know a lot of places are doing that, so if they ask you to do it, just get it done. Don't fight them too much when it comes to that. Hydration, I always carry water with me. I'll drink anywhere from 20 to 30 ounces at any given time. And then G1M Sports is my drink. that I will use on post and pre-workouts. And then I'll do gels, which gels is pretty powerful. I'll stick with one gel and it seems to do the trick. I will warn you, do not use race day nutrition, because it'll burn you every stinking time. Don't fall for it. Always bring your own nutrition and you will survive the race. And just like any good race, it is hard to do and hard to finish, and you're always going to have a goal, and if you don't meet that goal, which a lot of times if you're a beginner runner, it's very complicated to meet that goal. I won't say you won't never meet that goal, but trust me, if you do not meet your goal and you go across that finish line, the finish line is everything. Like Ironman, for example. I'm like beating myself out, did like a sub 13. I'm like, man, I could have done sub 12. I had this happen, And you know what? The excuses are out the window. It's on me when it comes to a race and my performance and what I choose or didn't choose to consume as far as nutrition. I can't blame it on the race. I can't blame it on anything but myself. And remember, you are your worst critic. That's all I got for the run video. So I hope all these little nuggets were helpful. Please subscribe and watch. And I will see you at the start of a 10K, or I'll see you at the finish line at a race. Be safe.